Yedi eho enkomo ne aba me ntwe ho sima kakra bi na ye nto adwumadie no so. Right, yes, I am Kwabena about the punch Jumidi so Kessben television so and anyway yatanase ya bedwene yemai Ghana ho na ne eda na enibre abaye ewo asante memu so ne na wotweda na kunedu yi adomotoso emiensa asante hema otoso edu emiensa okwekura no payifo yisi honum se yemfa eni ni na wotweda tine menchef Kessem na enye fedi agrokra yenyina boanan ekoduru honum ekohweye ema yedi yenana na wotwedai na nyame ayadom yantebone bia panyifo ahodo a eba be piase omunyina baaye ebeboa ohene se onni eye nana kunedu yi ademotoso miensa na wotweda no ama bibia ekototin enso ehyasia no pei ebobo ho a eka asanteman abakwasem ene asanteman yamamre ne amane se de ye no enne nim se womom kopie wo manhia fikese mu no enyina hu se de asante sem etie ena yedi eye adwuma enso ewo na eho ensem enso ewo ha enne enwumrei na enne nyame eyadom yenya openi kese baako ewo yentem ha eba se yemma mrem na yenkyere mrem yempensempensemu yenwrem mu na afi yenkyerkyase a weni frima enye ena eba national cathedral ehon so a ono ena yolo ya pania ono so ehwe na eba mransem a wagire mu ediama national cathedral no oye kristoni ena osan eyenimdifo my Ghana eda na koma so ena oye adwuma aboama Ghana akonanim yane lawyer Charles Owusu Dankwa ono ene ne din komoyin oye Kristo ni selem di kankan no osan Ghana ni mapa ya Ghana eda na koma so ena osan lawyer edema the National Cathedral mama na kwaba na yento so obeni
yedi
memo ajo
yedi
na mo akwaba so
meda wase
eda nyame ase
ichia wetiefunya
eda nyame ase
eni omo hwe
eda nyame ase pa right ye ko yanhwe videos ba ko mienu bi pena afie mfa nkoma twetwe no emmehye so omampani akopiem ewo Japan obesa ndani achim ewo Singapore na ogusu a obeka se woye Japan for life wowu wo mo se wo mo emra na wo mo emra mefa wo mo sika emmehye Ghana ye dwadie mu ene nnwuma mu na mmoa ema nnwuma hodo emra na ni ya ekasei wode ensem atodwa okama Ghana no san akama Africa nyina na de ode atodwa ne se enei Africa eba adwuma sem ho a mebun dodo na eni adwuma enti afi bia o se yetimi create about 12 to 15 million jobs na etimi aboa ema unemployment situation a Africa no yetimi aso ano yenti o mampani ensem ode todwa ewo Japan.
And youth startups are adding jobs fast. Apart from that, the creative sector and youth startups are adding jobs faster than the traditional sectors. And so if you take the creatives, renewable energy and those spaces, they add about 4 jobs before you can create 1 job in agriculture or manufacturing. And so investing in that sector means that we can absorb more of the myriad of young people who are coming out of school. If we decide to concentrate on manufacturing and industry, Africa needs to turn up about 12 to 15 million jobs a year. You cannot create that in manufacturing and industry and agriculture alone, but the rate at which the creatives and digital space add jobs is much faster than the traditional economy. So is a place that we must invest as governments in order that we can absorb more of the youth. We know that we say the youth bulge or the huge youth population in Africa is an advantage, but if we do not create enough jobs fast enough to absorb those young people coming out, then it will become a gunpowder keg and it could consume us. Apart from that,
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Okopiem Japan and Samoa, or the Etujano, Ebino no sign, Editujase, se Yaba private sector na, Sebio, when you for the Christmas, for the Christmas, the other check, but private sector no, and for the Christmas, and also in Sama, or the Tuja, and so Hintin Sama, or Mampeni, a kind be.
Create policy that creates the framework for an enabling environment for the private sector to grow. The private sector is not for the Christmas. It will go where it can get a good rate of return on investment. And so it's government's duty to create the space for the public sector to exercise its creativity. And that is what we need to reorient the public sector to do. As Minister of Communications, in the early days when the tech ICT sector was exploding, and people were coming home and asking for licenses to set up internet cafes. And if you saw our regulator and the conditions you had to meet and all that, I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, by the time you go through that list, you would not be able to start anything. And so when I became minister, I said, but why license them? If you want to set up an internet cafe, why don't you just open it if you have the investment? And when we did, internet cafes exploded across the country. They didn't cause any harm. They didn't lead to any coup d'etat, nothing. When we're liberalizing our telecom space, they said, oh, telecom is so important. You cannot give it to the private sector. You know, it's sensitive. The CIA would listen into our conversations and all that. I mean, today, look at the telecom sector. It's contributing so much to the GDP of Africa's growth. So what we need to do is to create the right environment for the young people to thrive. We should not over-regulate. I met with the fintechs last year during the campaign, and I was asking them, what are your problems? And they said over-regulation.
Your His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and some of the two Jano Ebi and so Japan and Yabobi Diamond. Now, sign a cansem for Africa home, say Emrason. Say a tuno and nea codiano, yenya infanto hona, manfuina hotoso, Africa mu, Namfom Sika, and Mesha Nampuntu, and so Emra. Yenti and also in Sama or the Tuja a farm.
Holding Ticket 9 against the backdrop of a rapidly changing world trade order. Multilateralism is on the retreat, and countries are increasingly acting unilaterally in their relationship with the rest of the world. The world's largest economy that should be the driver of global trade and investment has become more insular and transactional in its outlook. The recent round of tariffs and retaliatory tariffs have spooked world trade and the global economy. The full effects of these trade wars will have ripple effects on global growth and prosperity for years to come. We must form a coalition of the willing to create alternative markets for sustainable global growth. Africa is open for business and is the next frontier for trade and investment, with a population of 1.4 billion people and a fast-growing middle class. Africa has the potential, with the African Continental Free Trade Area, to become a significant player in the global economy. While partnerships such as what we are forging here in Ticket 9 are important, a lot of responsibility rests on the shoulders of African leaders to create an environment that is conducive to trade and investment. We wish to partner with any nation of the world on a basis of win-win, but let us not kid ourselves. Trade and investment will not come to Africa merely because we wish it. We must undertake the hard but necessary reforms to make Africa an attractive destination for investment. And that is why we must silence the guns and stop the fighting. That is why we must reform our economies and make them more stable and predictable. And it is why we must reform our governance and make public service accountable.
We Mampeni in Sama Wadi Etujano Ebi Enono. Afe Yanko, the Health Minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando. Ono ene nano the Ekosi wa Ridge Hospital. Se nipebi efam rasho monsem ya anesifo a wo honom womo etu omo so anase omo etigu omo so ombrom ni nyina ye nkwanhye bi ba na omo dwene se o se bomu gya omo ye nyina na omo ebehwe nipa omo nya akwanhye no no ena minister se entwaye we nya de wo se yeso yenti nsema honorable minister editudwa efa ho
ebo mu ni se weekend atwam assemby esi our responsibility esi ye no manti anda mesuma directors binum se omon call responsibility for omon provision omon ba amane omon ba ye na miti omon nsem wi na hu akohia se e se mi akasa mitu anamo na mekoko enkanka sane yese yabo obi na ayese adopter for any omo ye adwuma wo no omo ehun bi aka omo so omo tumi nya adwuma na wo se mi ankasa as a minister no me kona me ko reassure wo no me ko show mun kurai ndi me ko ye no me ko hwa yarefo a omo me wi ye no me ni management edi nkita ho aya ma president bia awba ye nkita ho die na chiri ye hwe nioma ye be ya ebetumi I improve hospital no medjumadi ebi di say kwan be fa so a ye security nsam be ko yi awo hospital ebi di say kwan be fa so a mbenya adwumayefo dodo edi nkomo ni nyina wi na asema meka nyina wonhye ne nso se enya samu na me chekere eno de ewo committee nsam ni so obi ye bone so obi anye bone tambe na obi ko ho fan na bo obi fan na mo obi
we the health minister honorable Kwabena Kando and nsema course original wakabi ediafa afei Yanko Public Accounts Committee and they omo ashe the Minister of Energy and Green Transition and afei or say omo ane Foreign Affairs Ministry in Kambom na obi adu Ghana dwum ni nyina ne se mame bia Ghana emma ne sika se wonfa nkosua de na ode nsa hye krata se wo kwaba na wabaye adwuma e de ama Ghana 120 Ghana cedis ena yede ma no mame ya sewa jan eji sika ya otilong wona ekro no ti enei pack PAC say Public Accounts Committee say woman kambum na mkwahwe mame no na omo emfa ne mra yenti nsamo a etodwa no ebi
exact. One of that shows that she left the country about more than a year ago, but they didn't give us the exact month that she left the country.
More than a year ago. Do you have any idea where she's gone to?
Exactly.
Either US or...
Mr. Chair, we were told that you've gone to the US.
She's gone to the US.
That is so.
Oh, Master, just get the police. They will find her in the US. Yes, get the police. Get with our foreign affairs also. Let them know. She will probably go and renew her passport. And they'll let her know that she owes this amount. Get the police involved. The government cannot pay for people to go for steady leave and then when they finish, they abscond. That is not fair. And the guarantor over here too, let the police visit him. Let the police visit his house. You have the number, you have his name, and I'm sure you have more information on the form that the guarantor signed. If you're going to guarantee for somebody, make sure that person is going to pay. That is what we call corruption. It's not only when they hear corruption, it's politicians. Is that man a politician? Is he a member of parliament? Is he a government appointee? Look at what he's doing. Don't get the police involved. And then let us know, let the committee know within 30 days.
Anyway, that is the Public Accounts Committee. You know, almost say a bay, nana ya se wa a chang, a ding, ya se wa jang. na Ghana hwe school na wodi won sa krataase na wi abra na beso mo man no na teka was yotilo ono wokro no ti yesi encourage no na yemfa mra right wo message abeti with afa 0551599933 0551599933 ne ye bedi the National Cathedral enkomo ti all that you need to know about the cathedral nim say cathedral ho sensem mai wo bi e kanede MPP4 ka omo de NDC betina bemu omo so ka omo de Deloitte and Touche ebe yen hwemu omo ede bae. Now we are going to delve deeper into the issues concerning the National Cathedral. Na also wati asem no said the tiankasa. Our message and our question, you can send it through 0551 599 933 0551 599 933. Marima lawyer Charles Owusu Dankwa Akwabena. Lawyer. Me show to media okwayi.
So I was see because say nipa bi ti say sa etwam kwa. Eno na kire baby free buy.
Eno kore.
Baby are free a. Ya ba bedu. Baby are we. They very important.
That's
right. Because say ye be. Na ya own up to sa nema.
That's right.
Ehu hia papa.
Ehu hia pa. Ntuko ehunu nema, osua nema so.
Mesua nema bebre. Bakosem ni nsema kan mesua bebre. Say my rich pa wo. Who can make bi a kire.
Isabo. Anyway, so that is that. And then you di yenana kunadu yadom otosomiensa ni na wotweda santi hima okwekura no and then you didn't know what afei member National Cathedral na minim say National Cathedral I raise a lot of questions amanfo ebusa ebise the most expensive hole in the whole wild world ebi say it's a bio must come nyame because mo imagine say ye be see asore dan e de amenya nkropo e be wi ase no na che say hwebuada asore dan ya bo sika e de ko rema bo maye musa una oye mranim ni a owo eye project no ho National Cathedral no ne fare bai ene na bakwasem ene sen
medase so ama me sa opportunity that you dey so as say and yetimi ehyebu
sanity
na National Cathedral na amafo kan bebrebe no hyase omra na nado president former president Nana Ado Dankwa or Baba contest for 2016 elections and the two just say so we near obesi National Cathedral Wankasi obini obesi Akufo-Addo Cathedral was National Cathedral entino owini nso no de o say yo say me pese me si National Cathedral na say there menye candidate we are president nti kwan bi aso no ese me de famra kwan so ansa na metimi esi se mesi amesi nti o secure opinion fi attorney general Attorney General so papa mu chere so ekwan da ho emremu de ekwan da ho enu say sa document na wo ho ekwan da ho so betimi asi wan fa so Supreme Court so ka so aden de aban aye nyoma bebri ama Islam for Muslims no inti na ekwan da ho because constitution and pray for discrimination so person si pa dia en ekwan da ho inti no omu wie no wan fa so no call for implementation Osinti ye ben saying because me per se ye in such a way say aban be fabi na Christians so afabi nti o enza no so ke sa dia ne ya pene so say I review ni nyina ewie ya pene so enti say aban be fa asase no na wasafa secretariat no na wasafa seed money be ma sika bia o de be sha nyema miensa
asase no no afa secretariat na afi seed money aban dia woman nti dia aka ne dia o donors obi o person donate ene yi bia de beboa na ye de asie wie enti no ade no omo sha ase so omo ye no president make sure say
after we go through that process, we usually see obi a consultant or above board. Obi to me, a coordinating National Cathedral. If it's a consultant, contractors near Yinino, almost set up a table, a committee, a code through, and send ye munina. And send ye board. The board in the end, and that's how no more the back near the board, not board approve near ye. And no chassis. Into almost chassis. And government is cannot de banning crofos cannot de banning in a coming no more. Omidi tria canino money. I'm not for say the biggest hole in the world.
Anything because Scar I hole I say $57 million in Aquacu Remudia.
Say you'll be a bin bit macassa. Obi a idiot. We can a buying paddy, Ocasadi and not say, na kakra. Because National Cathedral. We bibia na almost the ombisi no cathedral nankasa wo ho Bible museum so wo ho Bible gardens wo ho 350 restaurants wo ho and have a conference centers
okay
into a complicated more into say obi kaso obi such a complicated museum a monument over 200-300 years architect no bedroom see obi twanka the architect in the car. So who say cathedral be so?
There be.
But so drotro. Oh yeah, as a structural engineer ba. No be say baby I agree say na a bit megina. You hear the bill of quantities. Uncle for your best eduma nyina. You bit your car. So now who say cathedral be esi baby I see bibia. Now we yes calculations any other consultants on beba omoye drawings na who say ade no say na beye and I say na ye coordinating nyina omunyina obetu omuka
okay
and san ye pija ade na ye nya no
edesi ho
ye de kwakosio na san krofo nyina so omoye so omodwuma nyina wi industry practice reaches about 40% of the value of the ye ba besi no e kosa nkrofo ho
ti omo eye ho niema no sikanum be yo hamu abupen aduanan
ene ko
mo chen okay
intinafe ya move towards the ABC into say tokro no mo so mo kana ma me nchiro
chemuye
enye tokro sa 25 meters of steel ni concrete ya sinki
pacho jabutre 25 meters of steel and concrete cement ni anwea ni ade afra ni nsuo ene ye de agu fam okay
ene ya ba ya say Bible museum no a very, 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 very delicate amount for better research. The way and I see the documents in your manuality. I was sending base data in your manual. When you are sending my way, the I can say you be picture walls, no. I know it's a National Cathedral and a fidi a bathroom.
Mitwasi ya chese foundation ni groundwork ni the ni na ewie. Akase be picture dynasty.
Na said there aban na nado time eni omoshi share ade no sankasa edu time government ma asase no eni secretariat no eni seed money no was sanka donations ba inti na just cry ya de to aso na ye kono but unfortunately time ye move towards 2024 elections among for the politics kakra Sevier politics in the do be a the American family no ho a man from to Abama and America.
Okay. Say no crescent.
Say no crescent yaka. You say you tokro a swimming pool. Sir. Time in a chum. Say ya baba mu. Abemu ya wono na chese ntimi di tronche microphone bi.
Okay.
Etino eno na edire the progress na cathedral na ekono. Asad na.
Ehono gina ho na memusa asem kakra say yeba ne se na politicians na bamu no fa ne se mo ye mpanyifo wo aye adwumadi na no nchiremu be na mo de buy because me who said transparency and I say beside tie mu ho magana fo who said no kre de tie ni
omo choro press releases ne nyoma on the but o man press conference to say the press conference the campaign man because so we board microphone board no so your microphone they've been tried and tested as men of God ebinum Pentecost for former asofo na opoko anchi when you baby papa kwe omuni Donka Williams no mo ye head of churches event saying me ka me chebe di okwa apostolic
Sudan abano
ye very very renowned men of God was system anymore na minua wo wa sorry wo ye wa sorry and wo ba so okay me pe say me be boa na yesi national cathedral because me feel say it will be a focal point of Christianity. Yama 1,000 Ghana cedis per city. There's nothing more.
1,000 per city.
Per city.
Okay.
Last time checking, when I bear 4 times on my city, you try. 1,000 per city. Now, what you know, you don't know who did when you are brave, reggae, crofo, kohana, cocoji donations in Yoma. No, Bisu churches with this car. Also, any park, credibility, no, it's at stake.
That's right.
It's in a just one way. We are coca, a bear banter. To say the APC approve you,
approve your Honda.
You approve your Honda. It's no, Ebinu Jai.
Okay, a Honda come ban say, and you're by saying now, so for Duncan William, Nuni Eastwood, Anabanum, a chumo, because I'm up for the and if for a say. Didn't you say none may be inquinty now?
Me de me who say, me call me in a me who because of course, Stanko for a software penny for ya no more board and so on. Omunina, they were board members. Now, while them said the board here, who were board member, one cockrana, yeah, the board notes in a background. Yeah, now I can. Information no munyani, then you know, no problem. But I could see, say, some of them, a movie who said, I dare way. Everyone I best say me din. I best say me because over here, Central Gospel, so no also be. So Otabel. So Otabel no or a chairman of Capital Bank. So they see for China say Capital Bank is some China says it is a mini Otabel na metewa. Let me who dear batch immediately because me nyashi me niskebia. Me gusua me spend me time me dey here.
Tinya se ebia omo hunu se niam bi nkoye nti omo twom ho se omo beti na mmom din body a na manfo bo omo nti no omo twom
o te dem kan nti no omo twom but obviously aside that no omo maka ne de omo to aso omo mugusu ye adwuma eni no mama. But in some no the effect of in some the course ne prophet Kusi so be ka prophet Kusi Boating
yeah
me chance prophet Kusi Boating there almost 2.6 million be the man
yeah
there be am ko be am person me explain this because it is most unfair prophet Kusi man omo a rabbi for a site akoye adwuma na board ni nsanka sika bia no mo expect Inti no me di tu dwa na prophet so ko na metima ma me company ba ko abom bosia ni go through a board approvals and nyoma to me bomb bosia 2.6 million na nko fu e site inti o nya o musika no so prophet ko nya sika no
did you dey
sika inti ni nyina so documented e bi no fa sa part na ye tue ni sika ba kama no say o mo chesika me se minua to the extent to say Prophet Kusi Baba, Eco School, America. My Chinese in you fi krum ha. O ka check akwala say, "U papa ye criminal." Because of social
publications
and the publications of course. Now be say why na bit me akwa charitable work we be abai if we do not put a check on these things. Okay. O to the mechanism say. Enti no, minua Sadia no stolo the inflow of funds because government doesn't know any day. What you any seed money, what you any it's no manner seed money is not because of Sadia into Grofo say a Grofo not to no disca. If you near cry, ye can ye church the munina, even if it's all conform disca. Kofonom to no mu discount to be a funds na eba no a free a slow down to the extent that it was about freezing.
Okay.
And no install the progress
of the project.
Of the project.
There's this assertion say there was public funds, and some fans say a buying sikaku remu and no account be because initially said they were can never saying and na a buying edin rem. Why would people accuse you say a buying sika as a public funds ekuku remu and no can be na ma say Didia na manfo wom so mampani de okan no mampani a wayan friends we free so de okan no we bu ne bohye so
me de me si brebra ma mani so ma so kan say na che so fa na say cotton there are no hindrances. President no time na oye candidate no nye president. The every me refer Crawford to the constitutional position of the president. And I'm the council Misaka say, President no say OC, obesi National Cathedral. One council obesi na Nadu Dankwa Cathedral, or say National Cathedral. And the president go through Sanyo Menina. Definitely public funds, seed money in the senior president Sika.
Yeah.
But the hindrance, the entire amount for casa, amount for the baby, so, and on one the castle be see a man. I'm saying, Debbie, who can I say? Let's just say, you have become, excuse me to say, uneducated in such matters.
Okay.
It's just all devil deep, Kakana. I'm saying, President, go through the process.
Yeah.
Because the president has the right, per the constitutional powers vested in him, to make decisions on behalf of the country.
Yeah.
One of it is to say, I'll build a Hajj village
for the Muslims.
For the Muslims.
Okay.
One of it is that I'll build an Islamic bank for the Muslims. One of it is that I'll build your friend is saying Islamic university. And I'll ask the Bank of Ghana to give them about 15% of the outlay and all that. One of it is that I'm going to give government land for them to build the Islamic mosque, national mosque. One of it is that the president is not wrong when he makes those decisions.
Okay.
It is within his competence.
Okay.
Now, cathedral, I bear this big issue. President Baye, me who's be antagonize President for the decisions or in some kinds of barbarian. But President said 5,000 Muslims are ebeko Hajj no yen kapo ho na yentua mom no ko. Na 5,000 is about obia de cry 4,000 cry per piece. And this has been going on for a very long time.
Yeah.
And you know, constitution does not allow for discrimination.
Yeah.
There be also yema we ya. So timi ma we say so. And you know me de me hu ba bia amafo no omo criminalized from because I say me hu say bia enkofo bi wo ho omo de cathedral no de omo mpe
omompe ana se ekoye se nado na esi enti na omompe
I know so me I'm intending to believe that because the spell of things that are happening now are changing in your old government in the year. I say be there. Yeah, be I say be stem. Be stem. How different is it from what it used to be?
Yeah, stem no other than be stem.
Be stem.
Yeah.
Kanasha kadre say changing your cultural center and away. And the amount for near to Tukoi, the Mentesa President Takasa.
Okay.
But some but also politics there. You're sensitizing Crawford and Sana you're acting. And you know, let us cut the
fanfare no.
Yes, fanfare. Yeah, elections we.
Yeah.
70-point-something% of Ghanaians are Christians.
Yeah.
And then some of them argue say me person me call Obia sorry. Intimate me Christo ni me be akwa worshiper. Enya national cathedral ni me committing crime. Me ko akwa worship because all the bind there. Me to me sika wombi.
That's right.
Intimi do na me ye na me one city na mo me dia to na me call baby.
That's right.
O to the mechanism. I mean go because Hannah say beg me 5 offering 1, offering 2, offering 3. Me be say it's you know important.
Yeah.
And for the point for diversity and for completeness. For example, if a president falls and is a Christian, God forbid.
Yeah.
And here better than forecourt. Then you see buying crop one penny for kukuda. Or mukakoya buying a juma. The sa sem year 2 more play bashi for Momina she. And if I did that one forecourt. There be Christians 70%. I will kruma. There be. Uko England near Ina because of our Christian entity. They are cathedrals. I did 200, 300 years old. Hey, so do have the a Christopher Newa. Metimako
Right.
And you know, it is very important. Say, sa campaign time no. Yes, sometimes then obia the achen. The omokan they send ye power. But say ya ba. As say power ni ensakewi. And you know, the best way forward say a national cathedral na unim bibi. Unim say ohwe incorporation documents na. The unim the beneficial owner.
Who beneficial owner?
National museums and monuments.
Ghana dia.
Ghana dia.
Okay.
National museums and monuments.
There
be that. And national museums and monuments.
And now Modia. My Yamra, the framework is setting up the National Cathedral, because in your press conference you make a lot of statements. Framework is setting a year, no say a year, an entity that does not belong to the government.
Yes.
Na nti aban any kwan ewube, but never be wo hoso a mu involve aban crofo, especially procurement, what they call parliament and asefo no. So aban ni sa kwan there. Why do you have to take you through those processes?
Well, some of them can say there was an overkill. So what them, even the trustees, former trustees anyway, a company limited by guarantee. The Italian maker say I buy any control, so no say even if I buy just okay, a company you wouldn't cry. I saw court. It's a court, the third arm of government in making decisions. Yes, why you make two cases in TN? Yes, GNPC for board are buying but what I say, there's some sort of protection.
Okay.
And follow sa pattern. It's definitely. You're more secure. Now that is how former president, or per se be setting out. Now Christopher any benevolent societies, or contribute towards the building.
Okay.
Said there be a partnership between the Christians and the state. Now the core parliament, say, however you want to look at it. Budget statement be from 2019. To 2021, even the mini budget in the Quran, there was portions of the budget statements now. It was documented. The Ekosu, our national cathedral.
Okay.
It's for the people. Parliament is the representation of the people. A constituency event saying MPs no maba and no maba betra ho. Into omo adwuma ne say omo represent omo nkrofo. Into bibi aba catch parliament just catch Ghana for. Say in here. It was necessary.
Okay.
So at some point in time, no, betimi inform nkrofo because after all, Ghana museums and Modia, which is just a state there, Syria, a state there.
All right.
Into that is
procurement transparency. How was it like?
Okay. Say procurement, I said we a procurement laws, so conform, normal approval.
Okay.
Into Sikana buying the shame, and in for approval.
They are binding the shame.
Right. But the National Cathedral Trust, they were not a creature of the Procurement Act.
Okay.
Until they didn't have to. But to make sure that things are done well, almost set up a 3-man committee. One of the people on the was the deputy CEO of the Ghana Procurement Board.
Okay.
The deputy CEO, and some other 2 asofo penyifo normally accountants and auditors. Omo bibia omo tuebia, bibia bebebia no. Omo de koma omo, omo approve, omo ko review.
Okay.
And sign a board na approve. Nti adenify Jubilee ba. No omo hwe mu bia no de amankofo no. Omo approve and sign atua.
Okay.
And nothing asat now. Ya auditing na ye hu se kapre kra. Sikana ba kapre kra ira.
Remember auditing side no, because I know yet say kwachofo so no ekasama ban basa ban kasama for no ekasama no ebe ye press conference stay itinerary of and I say married of enema to them ankoye especially breaches ahodo especially mumu amount for the contribute by say you can't account for that.
Oh, we could account for it.
You can.
We can account for it, and we have accounted for it.
So why would the spokesperson come out?
I don't know. Then make us say, look, if they say elections in every say no, you are in the employ of Ghanaian citizens, so you cannot mislead the people. Momo here okay. Me will let us many for Agric Development Bank, ADB for Urban Towers. ADB for a set a platform to receive the Momo first point of call. ADB and son or my informal board and say musika say about intino yafanko hi makant to be money yafanko san ediako. Me ya me throw letters ko eno and no me report to buy. Report no me buy. Almost 49 million Ghana cedis failed, was unsuccessful. They are successful at 750,000. And no me buy them. So my explanation of what do you mean by failed? Because the letter on the buy on the brands okay, almost they'll get back to me. But it was accounted for now. Honorable Owusu Dankwa. The oye and say auditors no audit report no me buy. It is a report that asks questions about certain things that they have found and that they are not clear with.
Okay.
Into the brewer, the bread for an internal document, the bread trust for now, and our board and our company now. Now company answer. Into company answer in we are, which obviously Momo Diano they answered.
Yeah.
It almost answer now almost fandoms okay, fine. So say yes, I can wait to know. Now we are going to now prepare the audit na kasa. Until they took into consideration board trust answers to the queries of the auditors and then they came up with the audit report. Into audit nankasa no who be here honorable audit him because they had already been answered and taken care of.
Okay.
What did they make an answer? It no so bana so ko jina baby na so kan sa no a. Let's just say well, you have not been fair to the people.
I see.
You have not been fair to the people.
I see.
Now to say they make an elections near we. Say Obia also a government appointee, government official, government they are in the employ of Ghanaians. So you cannot lie to Ghanaians or you cannot mislead or misrepresent facts to Ghanaians. Your offense can say
the offense. All right. But Yamra na Mimusa 1 or 2 questions answer you saying atwaso. You being a lawyer, by the time I name Semia Bay, people have had emotions and so about the room. Ghana would die need of a year infrastructural development, a year need of educational infrastructural development as if for at this particular moment. Say nipa kase no mo kase the money could have been used and as used for the National Cathedral no, should have been diverted to solve these problems. What will you say?
Well, I think it's not fair. I will answer that question, but it is not fair that from time certain things have gone on. These people have not complained at all.
Okay.
National Mosque. Government, it's 1,200, and then there was as they were removed within 3 days.
1,200.
Yeah. They are Ghanaians, citizens of Ghana, and they had Scottish right. 3 days in you see mosque. Oh, obi complaining. Omuko you see we na government assassin government you woman audit bi. Haji aye kode bia ye trace car by trace car ko audit bi aba. Nothing. So how can the thing turn round when it is about Christians?
You feel there's some discrimination somehow?
Oh, certainly there is. There is a discrimination somewhere. Because like I said to you before, the Constitution does not allow for discrimination. And I say if president comes in and say, oh, maybe before say Islam for here no my way saying to me babe. Now another president to ban so say oh Christians who here no my way to me babe. Now say the stance of the president say Saudi way there. What are the excuses? Now let us go to using the money to look after the poor and the rest of it. No? Yeah. Don't downplay or underestimate the ownership rights of the poor of this country. They are part owners of this country.
Okay.
So, and yes, the National Cathedral, they said the mouth. It was so much national pie, no, much womb.
Chubika said it was needless because that could have been channeled somewhere else. You agree?
Your own opinion. I don't agree with him. Just like how somebody will not agree with him. What did they make us? Because I want to come to that point later. But other countries are. Ubeka se bi omuwiska. And yes, omuwiska. Me in London for a very, very long time. When I'm studying law, all my education, university education, I did it there. Ubeti mi do kai si kwa ho. Etu kwa 3 months over na associate.
Obi anka no.
Because the system has a system. So when you juma, you tuaka. Oti the mechanism. So when you baby da, you were shelters for how be kwa da. Ade chan was or not to ujani so. O ha dying as o luzu wa juma, aban betua. Kopem so be saying juma. And you know the instinct to go and steal. Anyhow. And it is a right. But the social contract say if you perform on our behalf.
Yeah.
But a man for I didn't want to change you. And the second case in here, a quantity by business 250 million. And the efforts can come a year for. How does it reflect in the budget? Has there been one budget in this country that has shown, say, you were unemployed people and a low income group and a disability for our here sustenance into 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. Every budget you come data. It is not true. It is so rich for somebody to say that. Short to say ignorance at the highest level. And they say
I see.
Oh, to the mechanism.
Yes.
I should be as president at Tupai. Now I can't offer aircraft or deco. Nanti go offer a trotro. No offer you. Not a got from no uncle. Oh, to the mechanism.
Yes, I understand.
But it is the way the politics have gone.
Yeah.
So people find these things as things. Okay, so you are here. Or you know. Obey, also, you know, said the best is what the king will. That is what we have chosen to do. It does not, into that comparison, no, it's neither here nor there. But more importantly, Kroya a woman with all the baggage of unemployment, I'm not for many I still yes, Ghana is peaceful. It is the religion. I can't sorry. Also for get to Kwaku, Nyame beye. No, did come out to see Nyame beye. Intimidi, me God. Yes, oko a mosque. Yes, Nyame beye. Allah will do it. Into the country is peaceful.
Yeah.
That is the thing that the country is going through, which is helping the peace to sustain.
Okay.
If that was not there, like other countries now, a survival instinct in making it. It means so sociological progression of what these things stand for in a and I'll be cast answer them now. If you don't want to be now, what to be a new man, you don't know what that guy who never found any food to eat, who slept even without water, because they say you cry a tongue.
Yeah.
Or besoko a you cry a sotia.
That's right.
You have to get to that position to recognize how life is for some of these people. And I believe, sir, using your, government say, the more and soon you. Yes, for data. If we want the data of all the poor people, unemployed people in this country, low-income groups, for them to be sustenance.
Okay.
They want the sustenance. It is their right. Into your question, now in BB. So, yes, I didn't know. Because it's capable home of you. 1.8 billion Ghana cedis for baby. Oh, it's going to be
That's right.
And what will happen is, say, you try to get more work into the city. Said the president, they can say, you hear Juma baby. Said the bank of only pay your taxes amount rather than you paying income support and unemployment.
Okay.
It means cathedral neti me moment me Christo ni mapa. Me sansu ye Ghana ni mapa. My sons must swear their question kakra. I don't see anything wrong with the state building the cathedral. No. I think it is a strengthening of our resolve. Say, Christopher.
Is it not dividing the nation?
Well, I don't think it's ignorance that seems to be doing that, because a lot of people have not come to terms with what these things are about. What you say? A lot of ignorance is playing around. But I believe, sir, with all some of these things that we are doing, some of these talks and the rest of it, you know, my education I go down. Mama for say, yes, I canon here. They buy I was a government year budget.
No,
or count.
We were your budget, no, they can't. Who say, never woman, no, they, the also government side budget. Now, or the one year here for the end, so I can't.
And the government who say, "You paid my go fiscal."
So I said the government is shifting posts now.
Of course, almost shifting post. The reality of the thing is that if you have unemployment, who work as a employed, who we had need house on prison 7 years, what to be done? So there is me get a rubber with that weapon.
Yeah.
Say, look, the legitimacy of arresting somebody who stole a plate of food in a restaurant is finding out whether this guy is actually employed. Does he make any money at all?
Okay.
Because as a human being, without food, it is a matter of life and death. Until he will steal. So even the law say, at that time, no obey.
That's right.
Then he faces the consequences.
Yeah.
It's a government, 68 years in me, and I 69.
Almost. See a name.
A year for Nabre, it's your 4 million housing deficit.
Yeah.
You need shelter po ukrumha. Senye Mamudu Baomia, doctor, and Ukusi shelter Makaya.
Yeah.
A year shelters, so that these guys can go and sleep in the night and have a hot bath and a meal.
Yeah.
The next morning, they take their bags and they still go looking for jobs. Yeah. This thing must happen in Africa. It has happened in other countries, not because they are too rich. It must happen here too, because the future of the country is the human beings and not the buildings that are coming up from all corners.
All right.
Usi Dani did 20 years. How does it look like after 20 years? But that guy who was 5 years, who went through the school, became a lawyer, and who built one after 20 years. It, Obronino, he concentrates on the human being. So the policies is to save life, sustain the life, because the life is the future.
Right. Me move on now from this. Sika saying actually in the National Cathedral as at now, because we hear conflicting BC $73 million, ABC $97 million, BC $57 million. How much Ankasa?
The last time that I checked, about 60 government today come about 68. 58 or 68. I'm not very sure.
Right.
And total amount of money you must spend here 97 million.
97 million out of Sen and Ankamodesi. 250. 97 million akom.
And
250. And a man for you who Adani
to cry, swimming pool, been some could be strangely, oh man sinking.
Anyway,
it's enough for Manco.
Anyway, Mambusa say, for your own perspective, how do Senna Omwa sorry, Muslimi for traditionalists in this National Cathedral?
Well, even Chief Imam contributed towards the building of the National Cathedral. Chief Imam.
Yeah.
And he's been an advocate for the National Cathedral to be built. And, from the first instance, people would think it is a good thing and therefore they must support. And it had 49 million Ghana cedis. It was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
What I say, and other monies have been coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
But when they criminalize the criminal in a court to the people, the board, the microphone, people pushed back because then it became a similar den of a presumed thieves. Into they say this kakomon. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to tell them, say, no credit. Say there were that sort of thing never happened. And there has been a budget, there has been an audit and a forensic audit by Deloitte and Touche, which has cleared it. But the standards of this country, and I agree, if it's a state and a business be a year, na say intawantawa ba ho nti ye pese who say the yes kana esen ye no enya auditors ne baba ye auditors ni ye we accept the auditors position but the people are going further than the auditors position. But one thing I want to put out there is the auditor general or an extension of the government. But the government has militated against this cathedral thing from before elections and after elections. It's a company limited by guarantee. Okay. It's a cock of obi third party no asaba independent person. Both parties will appoint. Yeah. Okay. Because of this thing, you make sure be kosher. Into auditor general, it doesn't cut it. Maybe I should good pa. To yeah, not the buy no say must idea no. Confunded this guy. It yeah, independent no me government na will be free America na London auditor no aba. No aji books ni nyina no akosho be 1 month 2 month not in the report aba. Ebe cut e be ma ye mia adwuma e clear. Obi adwuma da no. Ada no.
Yamma the board of trustees no so na renowned men of God. In say me buy any say the Ghana for cancer no. Una obey omo. How they taking it?
Me say last time you go board meeting be. Archbishop Pamaboko. O say in first time na no matter say yes, you see, the cultural center. Papa ni soon say akola.
Soon wept.
When I make a show, he wept. Say, "Hey, Yankopa adi a yeri ye. Me kawa ni kasemi no wati a yeri ye. And a crofo say woji adena yeri ye no. Amanyame no wadi akoye cultural center. Papa ni soon. Into story no ko gina window no and osu ya no bebe trans. Into no so no ankasa de or be ko parliament ho open e ho no or the placard
no one man
to be. Wow. What I say. Into that is the feeling at the table. These people are honorable men, top Christians who have not been in any sort of a opokunyina apostle professor opokunyina sa Pentecost for you be no mercy wo kaswa ho edem no chairman o ma mo bosia ho chiska na eba ne sa no omdisi kokore. These men are men of credibility. Apostle opokunyina is on a lot of global boards. O to the mechanism global boards. Nete obeko baby ni say papa yes it's kebia for baby I know chairman it's kebia. Is it fair? Ya hwemudi hu say kapre kra papa ni bi. In fact 4 days 4 times we go board pay 1,000 with back other government boards in the cover sika ye tuomo ansa na the almost board sitting allowance. Yeah. It is not fair. Right. It is so it balances into wickedness and amount for defamation of people's characters. What you say, but me the mechanic say, Mr. President, I think you have been misled.
But one hand, Musa say, with all these things, am I regretting that they are constituted this board? Na yes, a man for a uniform.
Where you could share a local government, Papa, no, the documents in your man. If you want to call your statement, they say, cathedral and the CAC. To that effect. But obviously he has pushed back from that position, but you can understand why he's pushed back from that position. In terms of there's a divided so maybe Christopher there's a divided because I can say the position but it's not the president when you're two Obama and ministers or cabinet ministers and whatever and you woman you're two Obama only a two Obama into that you be baby sow say masa your cathedral and then we see now kuku see we say the president and if you say you have been misled by some of the things that were said into rethink and take your time because you are a very very intelligent and experienced politician. When the politics are free assemblyman what will do positions in now president into no bantan level into president should push back Now I documents in the share. Now I call site in the cockre. Now ask a question. Call people. You can call anybody and ask them questions, and they make a decision. I believe that if you go through that process now, your decision will be only one way. The cathedral must go on.
Yeah. That will be the decision.
That will be the decision.
Wow.
So if it goes through that year, the decision will be the cathedral must go. Because President Obaye, yes, we see a event saying Assemblies of God first on Kwabena 10. The president is not against the church.
Yeah.
But he probably is against criminality.
Yeah.
You know, maybe so if that is the target, if the tag is no more there, then what stops the cathedral from being built?
Okay.
That's the point. You know, Uncle through our process, we are available.
That is it.
Yes.
How do they encourage themselves? Because in saying I'm contemplating, should we resign? Because meeting baby, we said you bumi dada, said you come be the global board as soon as are they contemplating say yai na fe Ghana fan home?
Well, I'm resolve and say and Yamia no more. And at any point in time, the Lord will come through for them. They will pursue the thing that they have taken up with sworn to build in Tomodia. Resigning there. It is out. We are very enthusiastic. Come here. And they say, press conference. I'm sorry, press conference, but we need time.
To come out with the facts and
facts. They send the press statements about one or two, but as a body say, okay, no man I can say in a tier, say. Yeah, sure, say as time goes on, they'll come out and make these things out.
So by Sorinoka say the board of trustees, though a Ghana for Niesiamomti ye guno. Then possibly said the Okani de Koye cultures and the young board of trustees na, as a lawyer.
There's a lot of legal battle in terms of say a company limited by guarantee, which
Yatana Hanum say Ghana Football Association or Mampeni Kase Wokuno. And it worked.
Well, too. There's a lot of things that happen that even though the legal rights of the people, they don't take it. Oh yeah. And you're my baby. So public service code way, Ube will say, you were the as a public servant.
But your fan is a queer baby.
The father side a queer baby fear any will be a director or a public service we are part owners of the company no at the rest no or more treaty will be honor according to because of the time my people take their rights to court so that the court will begin to set precedents of how life should be led in this part of the world. It's a negative. It's in the same area. Yeah, ready. But I don't think the president would go that route because obviously I also a court. A court just say we. Me and you be here there. Now if you are public banter, the president you be see the court. On a president.
Anyway.
Yeah, to ababa no. Or president the be see the court.
Anyway. Right, but making kind messages no kakra na but I'll come back na yasa beka the National Cathedral no we have a lot of to talk about. We say the lawlessness of partyful soldiers reached its master's degree and is alleged the demeanor of the health minister. He is happy of Raf as a party member until the police come out to arrest Raf. He is a minister. He as a minister cannot do anything, and the way he's smiling. If the nurse died, is at her. It will have been at her own risk, as alleged. Okay, one for Udin Amma or can't the course original. Yes, yeah, that's it. We say, what's the difference between Ministry of Information and Ministry of Communication? From Ura Kwame, Victory Land of Warriors Church. Ministry of Information any Ministry of Communication. Said, yeah, that's the difference. I say, when you know, I can't some, but information, dear, I send some who do be brave. Na communication, dear, can. Auntie, and no, and some, no. But a woman say, but be answer per se or any day. Sanity. Or say, it's very sad that some Ghanaians, including Christians, kicked against the building of the National Cathedral, but have not spoken against the idea by the current government to use the place to build a cultural center. May the Lord forgive them. Kwame Ewotakwa and Odiwe Aba. Eba hear the Christian implications of it. So you hear say yanya. Or say we say Kekusi what just so the self-imposed Bishop Duncan Williams, a professed man of God whose father dissociated himself. Maybe economy.
Maybe economy say. Ebe hajwe ni kakra.
Okay.
Onyabutre.
Kekusi, Mr. Rosanbre Bill. Maybe se metinya yi kakra ma wa. Or say the self-imposed onya self-imposed or a bishop. Archbishop, yes. Archbishop Duncan Williams, a professed man of God. He's a man of God whose father was a propaganda secretary of the Nkrumah CPP, dissociated himself from the cathedral on the grounds of corrupt deals. Duncan and associates should come out of the corrupt deals. Me pacho lawyer Bechirim say nye nuntra. Propaganda. Anyway, the NDC made huge political capital on the construction of the National Cathedral. The NDC is in power, but continues to chastise and lampoon the MPP government on the cathedral. The media-friendly Attorney General should secure conviction on any wrongdoing on the cathedral. Okay. The Osang the Abba and no. We say is the investment climate favorable in Ghana and malfunctioning press freedom and overt injustice in Ghana. Mahama sought to mislead the Japanese investors. Has Mahama so forgotten that his NDC government has dismissed over 3,000 workers in Ghana? Mahama cannot woo investors with his atrocious lies. We essay Kwadwo Buadi ewo Kumawu but Mr. President Mahama what is good and what is better for knows what is good and what is better for Ghana. Okay, yeah, that's it. Also Odiano. Well, good evening to your panel. Kodi, we want to see an update of the cathedral. Kinsley Obabechim, Kinsley, the update Bebro. Well, good evening. This is not the first time someone on scholarship has absconded. Let her be traced to come and then account for the taxpayers' money. Obinash, no the way. Abraham. Teacher Eric, God, and yet it is Akufo-Addo himself who promised. Therefore, Akufo-Addo is scamming Ghanaians for the National Cathedral. Yes. Okay. And also, there's Akufo-Addo Shebo. Say, obesinti on one AC. All right. Chief Soso, future MP for Mena, as a good evening, my good brother Kodi. In fact, the National Cathedral was to be built to bring more benefits to us, the Christians, and the nation as a whole. But due to the lies and propaganda of some NDC gurus, such a mammoth facility was left in shambles. All right. And also, Master Planner Junior, Policy Analyst, Kentampo, aka GBC, give Baumia another chance. Okay. The NDC deceived Ghanaians to win power, but reality will catch up with them soon. Galamsey is now fighting President Mahama's government. This is the right time to declare a state of emergency. Now, the only sector running 24-hour economy is the Galamsey site. Ghanaians are watching closely. All right. Now, because of the National Cathedral, that's it. We say good evening, Kodi. Ask lawyer if Ralph could be arrested and charged with deceiving the public by the allegation he made of money squandering at the cathedral. Josh from Hebron. Okay, lawyer Ate. On the question of the Abano. Or see, Obi Busa said, Wadada and the public say, Sikano, Amanfu Edi, Tibeti Miachini, Pakroni, Nakojina Kotana. Lawyer Babi Yano, Eddie Amaye. We secure the police. Ask the man to explain to me that the work done on the cathedral is it worth the amount spent? MCH went to Obesan so at the amount. Good evening, please. Tell the man. He's a lawyer, he's not the man. Doesn't tell that man. Okay. It's not that man. He's a lawyer by profession, a learned fellow. at that, that he was saying that the government has done a lot for Muslims. Can he mention 1 or 2 mosques that was built by government? Okay. I know SUB, SMBSA, Obusa, and no. Kodi, please, please, the gentleman is not on top of what he is saying. Look like he should not bring any religion, ethnicity in the National Cathedral thing. Please, Kodi, don't say you agree with him. Let him keep his opinion and keep yours. Alex Akosobu, but I say, Alex, thank you for your advice. Kodi, it is never true that a cathedral site will be used for cultural center. Kodi, please, you're not helping the listeners. Oh, Alex, Aden. Yes, I know about Toya, and Alex won't anyway. So that is what he is saying. Right, Enti Obisa question. Say a nay, so be essay painful one asquanda a yes can I wahona. You bet him in Pacrono. Akujina court.
I can't be also said your kind in your credit, not just defamation, some credibility.
Okay.
And now the magnitude of it is that Nipano or Nipa Bang, for example, so be a sofu, why you sofu cheni ye, Nasa Oko Catchens who a disca, one rain no credit. A defamation. Okay. Say a press commission, a media commission, so much a central letter comment because I went to me and respond one evidence of it at the court. At the court to swap. A sikani tia towards that in Tibet with the narco court.
All right.
And then I make us say, and no man baby one grophobic kakeke. Because say, yen for Monco to Monco could lose or more die. Yen find you and said the bay dying and dying, your Baracotonia, dear Cantino. Yes, I didn't know. I see. But if we enter into that street, who will carry a see a do court. Now court was as somehow kind of evidence that just say no crabran. Went to me and found ma. Nothing court like as okay, papa, we or I say near work and I feel what many business be no your business they call from profit margin say over a certain period of time. I was so clear.
All right. Well, people say, I'm so one. Yes, I say when tea says sing and they say it run National Cathedral anymore.
Says it run National Cathedral $97 million.
$97 million.
I buy the woman say. Either 58 and 68
okay.
Million.
And other donors.
And other donors near. And I feel you the kakakra contractors near you do kakakra. Maya still I hate me.
Right. May I now looking at the state of the cathedral, what do you envisage? What is the future of the cathedral?
Maybe I see the cathedral coming forth. So you be see.
That's how you see it.
I believe strongly see. I don't think any church be aba. Sorry, I won't Moses or more dine. Most of them are bossy nearby, and the collection is Jeffrey Grofo, Sans and the immediate every church a young party, and I brought some so contended. I presented himself, people will be saved, and a lot of things will happen there that will not be what he is planned for. And they normally be received, but eventually, the cathedral, no, time could break the ground. Only who has software call. A software across the country. Man for Joe would disagree me as software. It's Omco Bompa Yankopo one so manner.
That's a big question.
Yes. And they said,
no, say your position from the devil.
But yeah, Yankopo has some. Now. Lasana make another radio FM station, another TV station. But say, Tama David, see the city of David we now David dear, you know, Ark of the Covenant, or move with baby a one, not they are called the city of David. And the David the Niajama Asa, and an atadi woro, na David ye naked. Nigeria know what baby no, Eka when it trips the papa. We also are good one must say good one must say. Bible saying Yakopo to Nubum. Yakopo do above you as you looked at Tomo and go above you as not to know he say. Unu Niakua or the punishment to her and the beba time and do a punishment in the beba. So what transcending us so could Bunyan Copo in him tia on Fancho. I know draw Fancho. Now be person man for tia say, yes, see National Cathedral, ye see. Dia Shenyankopon and you yam. Well, contend the great you. Jina ho ye pa, because then you are contending against God. And I think God will take his due in good time. Into be na business be na we na office when you skaka krento keka de ope. E bia na ayo minister na into keka de ope. Abia e bia say to keka de ope. When the time comes, it started from wo, a go straight to lineage na. Time Yakobo tana Saul te wono. O hene no. And ye go David or nyame go David enwo. Say on hino oba. Satan Saul da so te wo. The day na Nyankopon ye ready said David betra konwa no so no. Saul we my Jonathan udi na ade nso we at the same time. And no sa to ayi Micah. Na yim song so Micah na Saul ba. Sa to ne. Nyankopon so ko the wrong side.
He will never forgive you.
He will deal with you.
And you know
That be me grandma friend. Who do Titanic? People who have made statements, Brazil and the rest of it. Oh, their career and come
instantly.
Because in Yakopo no say BBC, na say so ba immediate obeba. So check kakra no hu de cost of check. But me the maker, me say asofo na omo call cathedral site. No omo call bomb pa ye hwie ngo egu ho ekofa buofi Israel omo de be share from ho no. So wo si wunyi ni dia na chese wasofo na wo call omo ho no nso unyi omo ni. But me dem je omo di. Because the giftings of God, they are provoked for the benefit of the people.
Yeah.
Into omo kokoye sa de Nyankopon asom. Who contend against Nigeria hoye. I believe say you have another power that is more mightier than God's power.
And obviously to me power more than mighty as God.
And the same me too. You know, so on support you din. Now yeah, support to you pushing forward.
Right.
But the good thing is President Christoni.
Yeah.
With all intents and purposes of Christianity, you know, kita one faith, you know. We face a president when he goes through the mechanic. Abeka said no, cathedral and CSC.
Be politics not to change.
Some say politics.
Even if now one minister of communication, because on now we saw action and said this is what is going on. Yes.
And I say the president, you know, we constitutional. Or say the president is vested with executive arm.
Yeah.
Or no nipano, the action. Na so pa. And obefa. Obi manabua no say minister be the minister from your secretaries and wafa omo so omo mo ano inti so pa and you wasema wo kan on fa
okay
obi antimi mbisa no question bia
okay
the button stops with him
okay
inti me dem say papa president yeah papa no yes dwene hu bio wan kasa go through the process no me obi ka bi nkyerɛw. One can go through the process. No? Now I believe say if you go through the process, you arrive at the point that the cathedral must go on. Now another also about seed money. Also be to seed money no more they twaso.
Anyway.
Now if you are man for say acrimony ne yina ye ka from say we make this kind ye jaya. People have confidence in the cathedral and the donations will start pouring like never before.
Right. And I'm an store. I say God is a God of equality. People are talking about baby through the president. I'm just quoting people through the president.
Baby, I cathedral to see uti. And son, ye baby, you need to delay Casano. Cofone never hold you now, no more buying crofo, or me, your mamma buying, just as in a bind there. Yeah. And yes, a private entities in our are buying sassy. No, because I had a PCC cathedral. And a bank could see dying a transfer alcohol. I said, no, a squatters in the Yancy Dam, a pamu free home. And I see Moscow.
Aha, obviously, box now walking. Baby, I buy see mocks at the man Muslims for.
Oh, me say, as I seen a war, you know, cow could it.
On
Sunny Pan on the Bahana. Anyway, look. It is a responsibility and a duty of all of us. Say, you better go if you move for your drink Kasake.
Right.
Because who do you drink Kasake? When you're wrong.
That's right.
It is all Coco Bisa. Say, sir, I most this assassin. To say the government ama assassin waha, no ama secretary, no ama seed money. President Mahama, ena oye mu akotre pa no yebesi sa mox no o te the mechanic say ain't no master the facts are there.
Okay,
you can check. But say o kasa keke without knowledge they are not hardware.
All right. In the worst situation, if the cathedral is stopped, Twaswa, what will you take on that one? Disappointed?
I'm very, very disappointed. Exceedingly disappointed. Now I believe, sir, if that happens, now if you say you lose your place as a Christian country,
we have lost our place.
Just at some point in time, Turkey had 7 churches. It was a Christian-based country.
Yeah.
What happened? Bishops, sa kakra, your mom's kawe chiri, my bow chiri, as some say kayanka, a dear say yet, a dear say and 70 million of the Turkish people are Muslims. 25,000 penny Christopher.
Yeah.
It can happen here.
Yeah.
So if you have anything to protect as a believer in God, Jesus Christ as the Son of God, Jesus Christ as the Son of God, then this is the time. The Christopher, Munka say, ya ye bia microphone bia ye bi nsu mayen na enkoso.
Okay.
Mun sorry na mun su mun kasa. Na yan friend say ye kwan ye ni mayin tie de criticize, baby answer say criticize.
I see.
Me wa fa no kan o say angel o say fools run where angels fear to tread. Baby are angels no omo tiptoe no na gibi from nam gigi. Me de Nyankopon baby Nyankopon ye dwumde. Me pese me tweet ka fa.
Okay. Right. Ma, you hear the cathedral again. Say eba besi honma. What was the plan? Ebe museum, ebe cathedral for service and phone. Aside that, it's maintenance, it's sustenance.
Okay.
How was it going?
Sustenance. You know, say there's a Bible museum. Bible museum, no, is a museum. A scriptures in your history of Christianity in your history of religion actually. Yeah. You know, you can go and do a research. When you go to do the research, you pay. To do the research. Call Bible garden and so you pay. When you go to the restaurant, you buy and then you pay. When you go to the, you take a conference center and you want to use something, you pay.
Okay.
And it is built in such a way, say, and one can take care of and your Sana and a tourist attraction because it is the only one that was being built in the whole of Africa.
Okay.
And then a man for Beba Beshe, no more Twiska. Na Yadiashe.
All right.
Yeah, man, so for the ground churches, independent churches will contribute towards
the sustenance.
The sustenance.
Say a man for GDA free.
They've been saying no GDA free because of a reason. Because of reason that facts were misrepresented to them. But if the facts are brought to their knowledge in the sane mind, and a fair mind, because say the master
okay. Right, I'll come back now. Yabeshe and there's a call for an forensic audit on the accounts of the cathedral. But my messages enough. Good evening, I'm Felix, watching you live from Achim Assume. The way Galamsey is becoming rampant in Assume, it seems the police is involved. You see police going to the site to arrest illegal miners today. Tomorrow, same people will be on the site working. Right, yeah, that's it. Good evening, Kildy. Please tell the lawyer to show us the pictures of the state of the cathedral now. Hey, sir. Philip, Ewo Asante Bekwai. Okay. And or the way about Minister lawyers the pictures need to be by there. I don't know. So do we buy between us and producer no? Na
producer
sorry, I didn't mention my name. And the mocks my name is Smiler from Busa South Fumbisi. A lawyer actually mocks on the baby biwo. Inti eno asem eno. We say okay. Good job, Kessben TV. The National Cathedral will create jobs. Francis Pole, Ewo Tikobo, and Odiwe Abraham. Good evening to you, Kildy, and your noble panelists. Please, what is the state of the so-called oral led by Honorable Samuel Okujeto, Father SK from Kenya? Say, Father, you cathedral once. Yeah, cathedral. Questions in for cathedral. Please, good evening. Let the lawyer know what national mosques not was not built by Ghana government. Please. One for the amber. Me sure so what national mosque
There be all kind of the
Galamsey Task Force is at Sam and Krum in Amanfi East District right now. They have seized 5 excavators. The owners are begging moment with the soldiers. It's happening now. Okay, that's it. That's a very good information now with their brain. Teacher Kujo Tepaina Susu. And so I say the NDC deliberately pollute Ghanaians' minds about the National Cathedral for political reasons. However, now Ghanaians have seen the reality of it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Teacher Kujo, dear Enonom. Good evening, KOD. Please, may I know if part of the $57 million spent is used to pay for the building demolition? Now, we see a buno. Okay. Or example, the judges' bungalows and others. Secondly, please, I want you to educate. So please, I want to educate lawyer. Okay, that we are in Christianity era, not Mosaic era. So he should stop threatening people. Me sure say Musa no say threaten obia enyame and another walk.
Scripture.
Scripture. And another
Uncle Kebi.
We say cathedral is okay, but it's not the right time. Where there is no jobs, the quest is giving his opinion. He lives in London before. I, with 100 of us from polytechnics, our engineers, went to Canada with the expense of Canadian government. I was there 40 years. I paid $10,000 yearly, and I used the money to help the needy in Ghana. We don't pay enough taxes to help the needy. Your guest is comparing oranges to apple. I'll be glad he doesn't compare us with the white.
I did not understand what I said.
Smana, Sulemana, good evening, Kodi. How can men of God and a lawyer on your set will want us to believe that this was not corrupt upon spending this colossal amount of money on nothing? Kodi, is this lawyer taking Ghanaians serious? He should come again. Lawyer will go back and explain why the big hole, the most expensive hole now, the entire money expensive. Any reason, sir? Tight lawyer. Say questions and you answer those questions. You answer those questions. Right. We see. Good evening. I believe by the grace of God, Ghanaians must continue to build the National Cathedral. I also believe if the committee can come out with their explanation, God will call someone to come and build it. I also like the way lawyer speaks. Lawyer, God bless you and your team. By Theophilus and all the way aba. Inti enema mienu ba ko se wa ko ka National Mosque, yanka National Mosque asem ha. O si esi mosque. Aha. Hono tiri mu ye.
O follow sama ye ka me say. National Mosque no asase no. Aban dia. Any DC na nipa 1200 the net so omo squatters the net so
the aban chefa o de buaye no
the buaye no na and other resources
okay
aban the buaye no international cathedral no so aban ma asase
okay
na judges no omo ti asase no so na omo take you omo times about 2-3 years time because na you omo fi so kakaka e copy baby from ma omo and ye de ma omo and aban here na adwene say obeye secretariat na ma no asam seed money. I don't think it is different from what happened to the mosques.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know Christians, some 70.something%, almost papa of Ghana population, and the Muslims, are 70 or so.
Yeah.
Equation wise, a balance. But most of the time, one till the kind earlier now. Or come up with questions of such nature, which is not consistent with the talk. And say, "When the air can in when either say we need and I said the air can in young." But when you need your opinion, no. But and then I can't find most no crop it mark check here no crap. And I feel even Kofona a bit see ye mamu a juma I will crum high. As an omode benefit of the Babisi mosque.
All right.
And only be in a year for National Cathedral, okay, Obi Obabesi and as Obi Obamasica no be donating, sir, and as answer same we see I enter me and twaso.
Okay.
The next one here.
The next one no a year or say give us details as to the 57 million na ko vremono. Ono de who say ho. to trim the entire any who
the man say with the details no I will be phone so
yeah former project
I made the member
producer
na a producer no na we
right
the details
but so you shall no explain here say all the necessary
but me to be for figures
no problem you just break the down
nipa na obisa question me bisa question bisa obi kwa ko sit down. How does the person progress? Okoya no kupija dan no disi wana. There be architect beba be drawings. Architect yetua ne ka. Structural engineer beba be na dwuma no so yetua ne ka. Bill of quantities guy no beba abaye yetua ne ka. Consultants we a magnitude of such nature we are consultant or coordinator affairs ni nyina. Yetua ne ka. Ansan we have a contract no be man mobilization no dia kwa asase no so. After asase no so na da ho no so so clear enyoma debris ni dan wo so nyina ni nyina yetuo mo kasa time ni nyina making na hu se dan bi esi ho but a cost ati ase ena omasi dan no at the bed 25 meter of steel and concrete kwase the foundation ni edi si dan no o ma ya wie akasa walls na ebeba no na so wo gi ho achinye dia hia me nkran okay wa ya na me fa site ho na me free rebuy for na rebuy for me breaking it down man but say what be evidence so can sadia I na offensive
right
Mr. So can with knowledge and understanding because many a times people's lives have been destroyed by mere propaganda and mere talks which are rooted in lies and unintellectual discourse. At this level, no, ye ni abre, ye Christopher, ye ni abre pa. It is so became and yes, that's a member.
Right. Another one can say, we are not in the Mosaic period. The Mosaic era, and to stop threatening people with what God would do if we send Busao say and
you say opeso chere me say Nyankopon enra or different from Nyankopon Nadia and you to be the
same yesterday today
God
forever.
Is the same yesterday today and forever. See, if God did that to David that's a Nyankopon and Ekodia and yet if the circumstance under which the person has done what is done is consistent because God has a character he doesn't change he doesn't change for anybody.
All right.
It is often say a mosaic near you know time a progression of time Jesus Christ by he brought a change in the way the worship and the rest of them were. Yes, those of them who have come have turned the world upside down. And in Jesse's house, they dwell. What do you think that means? It means we are in this time where Jesus Christ is the Son of God. But what is bad, and what is good is good.
Right.
It is love your neighbor as thyself. Yes, you must cry. Yes, cathedral.
That's all that you are saying. Right. That statement you made, people may see it say a religious, you are citing religious sentiments. Obi the buy. Well,
you can take it semi-citing religious sentiment because it has gone on for far too long. So we cannot be diplomatic about it anymore. I was here the magnitude of
a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade.
Not a big
spade. The woman said, yes, yes, National Cathedral. Christopher dia. Many yes, Jesus Christ. Papa. Muslims they say Jesus Christ or a prophet.
Yeah.
They believe no believe. It's cathedral. For Christopher no believe Nyankopon in this way. But no more believe in Nyankopon the other way no so. Consistently. You see 5,000 cap Hajj. I won't say Christopher ko Hajj me tue bibia momuda. Enso yen kasai.
Yeah.
Ba ko pe ba Signature Cathedral ni esi no. I ask them kase. Even Christians coming up with mosaic and whatever. The Bible, Jesus Christ did not come to change anything. Or see he came to fulfill. Or be share into the things we hear Old Testament now. A one Nyankopon ni krofo kasa. David, a friend say Moses, ohu Nyankopon was who many mabu into hwebechi. Eno na Nyankopon Satan na Nyankopon te na komia so na oni nipa dasani eye edin komo Satan na Jesus ye den or ye the word. Nyame ase. It is always who Nyankopon super dia. It was so share Old Testament, how God dealt with it. But it hasn't changed. He's the same God at that time. And this time, he has not changed. In this office, all by semantics, any errors, I'm not going to play that thing with you.
Anyway, now there's a call for a forensic audit of the account. What's your take on that?
And I'm a catcher of the master. The person, the department that is going to do the forensic audit, Auditor General, it is an extension of government.
So you don't agree?
And the government is so much against the National Cathedral. So the presumption in my mind would be, say, it is a pass a forensic audit because I do not say that. As a KPMG, two very powerful audit companies have done a job. You find independent auditor fee America, now England, and now even Russia, and now China. Now, Ombra or independent, Jimmy Uni are appointed or Banu Ababa, or we are the results be baby.
But say, Attorney General, at the end of the day, only do.
Massa, at the end of it's no
anyway, right. Yaba na afe yaba by other areas concerning Christianity, because you are sure why a Christian lawyer.
So we
look at other areas concerning Christianity. Now still on the cathedral. People's assertion, what are Christians there? People assertion about Nanadu in particular spearheading the building of the cathedral. What are saying?
Massa, and you say be a president Nanadu. I'm not. Because me akasa Nanadu nakasa na me ni ntem
Osa.
But
yeah.
So we share adwuma papa ne be ye na. Ono nkasa so be only time for anything on the oye na adwuma. The last time I mean na di nkomo na say Charles me who say enyuma be infrastructure na kechire. What I had to do is start all of them, most of them at the same time. To the presumption is okay, it's another government banner Atwaso. Agenda 111, 1D1F, planting for food, we need we. She programs na papa here. So pursue a 24-hour economy. And yet industrialization, demand and supply, and underpinning.
Yeah.
And I set the base for it. And once over to us officers said they come and name me who's the to reinvent the wheel now? Yes, I quit in and at the warning, my man say, one year. Now foreign traders are taking local trade. And the Ghana for they will remain poor forever because it's a trade that gives you the money. Who produce they will be taught, we could wait to. Now we was when you scar. Now so being a producer of the buy or tongue. So they pay in the betrayal or the equity no or they call the crow. Until that is the danger. Okay. The danger is not to say so be a make factory, be a make with Debbie. And see empower your local, especially the youth, to go into these places so that they can begin to hold the economy. Okay. A champion, ye, compared to Rollins buyer, or the Pamu Google, if we do not empower, empower Ghanaians, now Ghanaians, no, hold the economy, no. They will have a lot of money, they will create more jobs. And they will also begin to employ a lot of people. All right. Nesikano ebetraha. Anya sadia ukofe bruni bana so be kwan apia we ne tohwa. Sika kakraka no de kodukuru. Omo motetu ahia fom kwa bo seka na egbo no mu. Accidents and nyoma. It's media. That is what the whole thing is. Our government should begin to look inward and to develop our people. Because if we don't develop our people, this is South Africa. So obi be sue adwuma na so start obi be set up adwuma na so start employ crofo say be now South African blacks no must start agitating because they have been left behind in terms of intellectual progression of and masa yenso no education need ya bi na nando adamo one district one school free SHS and kolani bebre esua de ye empower ye put them to vocations near empower no more hold the economy, no. Hold your common trade now. This country will get to the next level. Ad hoc projects in the site will not help. It is to entice people to ABB. It should be a comprehensive program.
All right.
And Masa, the future is you. The future is him.
That's right.
The future is this young lady. The future is not me.
Anyway, Oka Nanado Day, Oka say most of the project he started on the boom. Sano. It doesn't help. Because possibly there was no planning.
The state of mind of the person who say infrastructure, we lack infrastructure to, for example.
And then the agenda because there's no money to continue.
What was the purpose of the agenda 111? The other time another TV to know say Otiwana Baumia Ba and Baumia say, Unim say about 111 districts, only district hospitals. No, sister, I'm going to research, I'm going to research by name. Now, I always say, any country that has succeeded has protected life rather than buildings.
Okay.
Because it's a human being who will come up with an invention. In Tiagrani Yarena, you didn't cook Kumasi. You didn't feel the crowd when you didn't cook Kumasi, and you didn't feel the crowd, you didn't bank cry. And Sunny Abehena. Ebia, you didn't even feel when you didn't be doing crying, and Yarena did them. Now, ultimate revival from that point, now you have not saved life. What you say, Agenda 111, for example, say, as the next Kessben that came in should take it up because it was for a good purpose. Tamana government reward no ekoso. Compare say government fee way. Into how were they supporting it? How were they going around and doing it? Me dem call around. I saw some of it they do 20-30%. Into that is the things that I'm talking about.
Okay.
When Timian secure Nipana, you will not come up with anything at the end of the day.
All right.
But Nipano ne invention. Nipano ne inventing your man.
Okay.
One Nipana and Timian Sorena, someone Timian in right state of mind. Or mind catchery.
Anyway, my main picking message is Kakrana Fe Yamrambe wrap up our Hanum say, good evening, Kyodi. Have you observed something in your studio? If not, then I'll be surprised. See how the lawyer is struggling to explain matters, even using Muslims to compare. He should come back again. Muslims never use dubious money to build. Dubious money. Right, money to build their mosques. He should carry his cross and leave Muslims out of their trouble. From Tamale, Suli, and Odibai. I mean, yes, just what I say will be a use dubious means to build anything. That's
not true.
Lawyer, please, can I get your number? I want to contact you for your advice. I'm a pastor. Okay. Anyway, all the two jobs
because maybe them did me
right.
We will probably
That's why cathedral for God is not a waste of money. God is love. Microfinance in Sunyani hasn't paid its clients since. Francis and Paulie. Alowule, half asni, and not the way I'm praying. Anyway, go to please. We are still waiting for the pictures of the cathedral. I think say a bad thing because because we can't work on it now.
I don't think I have
and
it
show it now. Right. So that is one thing. Yeah. Okay. Please, Mr. Lawyer, Nana Akufo-Addo promised Ghana National Cathedral 8 years. He couldn't build it. It means Almighty God don't need it from him.
Me respond to that.
I respond to Mami.
It is dangerous for you to think for God. And you don't even get into that area.
Right.
God, I hate decision. God in country. I was in country. And I prophet they are coming. But Nana Akufo-Addo, National Cathedral, Tama no oko campaign or a candidate for presidency, and or say, Owinia. Obisi National Cathedral at the Ama Ashenyamia Nyunyam. Owini Yeno, he became a president. Number one, also Obisi National Cathedral, the Ashenyamia Nyunyam. One can say Obisi Nanado Akufo-Addo Cathedral, or say National Cathedral. I believe Sandy Parko asked the question, he understands what national means. Number two, he went through the processes now, so Okutu as a president. Beginning, he said the president of this country is very powerful. He can decide, say, we say, me say me swimming pool, etun kran fin. Obi antimi stop on. because your man had a mandate to make such a decision. And in obey a president, no. Also, be national cathedral de Shinyamian, or Christoni.
Yeah.
Also, be see. And now, one says or cover government seeker totally not the ABC. Into a seti a platform and or seti in your man a become. One of it said, Udi Babana Udin Dio. One of it Obama Asase. The second one is Obama Secretariat. The other one is Obama seed money. Nana Kufuado and San Obefi Power no San no money now the mine. Why any dear we also ye Christonino? Who contribution ye chain? Because Annie Ashen said it's a partnership between Christians and the state. State I need ye. It if our contribution bra. So the band temwa can be 8 years in KCV.
Only the amano and we to me NC. Right. Finally, before I wrap up on those private donors and as someone donated, was there any account given?
Oh yes.
And I know Bosman because I know can be numbers a man for breaking.
Oh, Master, good me bow. I don't know. Utiasa and Natchez Adiano.
I am be brave.
We are now a costume so now for acquired the
Right. Mamemra, I think sir, your supporters want to help you out, indeed. Mamemra na afi. Because that will be the final one after you wrap up on the show. National Cathedral to build or not to build. I think sir, any explanations I would do be brief. Eddie Afahon whether to continue or not to continue. Whether nipa ewohono womo edisika. And I say womu enisika. Whether the audit reporter Ebabonting, the communications department of the seat of government, they buy any the and Chimua Ediabano. When we compare them, we will know what all right. Financed by governments. Okay, financed by. All right. So that's what I should look at. Sorry.
We are financed by
okay.
We also accumulate government funds, not accumulated funds.
Okay. All right. Nti yehwe na yede enu wie na fe wrap up na yede dwumedie no aba na wie ye eno also okay.
Government payments no. A total 113 million Ghana cedis. And an accumulated fund, a 206 million 736.
206,736 and accumulated funds. Okay. So audit report, maybe everything is
all the part of the audit report.
I see.
We are part of the audit report.
I see.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to get these things.
Yeah.
And then go out there and speak boldly. You can say Secretary means support to. Obi and so move for that. But so can say, my disca, no my say intino, and then what did throw.
Right. Why have they kept so long? Now Mama Bondi, because perception out there ain't good. Senya won a share na wo church name. Most people have that perception that the friends are so for no corrupt. And yes, you move through a crumb person. Why haven't they come out to clarify these points?
And I mean, say, okay, these are very, very outstanding and credible men of God. They've been pension from our just apostolic pension. So they didn't see it as something that is necessary for them to banter with the people because so far as they were concerned, I said, "Man, what can you
Ghana for? You ever can about 2 3?
I said, "No, you see the sons of the prophets, the prophets, the sons of the prophets. It immediately they make and say, "Open so can National Cathedral and what Mr. Go and seek knowledge, information. Until okay, fine. But if you don't support it, any by force.
Right.
But say we did throw and now okay be any no craft penny for no any project no the who suye. Me just no na make.
Finally, Senabeka, Sana ya sorry you dey sir.
Mr. National Cathedral and the CAC.
Oh CAC.
It was CAC. It was CAC
at all cost.
At all cost. CAC but minim say president be my seed money. Although so seed money kakra na dey atwa so na fe e acrimony ni nyina firi ho na ye nyina sika kakra we botom ya contribution ne de awie in fact asori sia mu amutie nyina no e wo se de bol be si asori dem o correction bol ni sia na national cathedral bol no so si nchen o di betuma o di tutu ha na de wana to ha ya boabu anu dia kwa wie
anyway
Presby what is that Presby for me also
fundraising
Presby for almost say and some ofosu kwa chika no omo gitum na de omo gitum ni say enya no kura say the national cathedral ne be friend say
cultural
center ne yi no enti Christopher nyina mo sorry na mo nyam donations ne fa nkoko we national cathedral
all right
Presby before the kai nyam nam kai
anyway yane lawyer Charles Owusu Dwana and edi nkomo ene enyumre mo sending messages and them abomode read all the messages have been read and I think say the questions number no they have been answered as well. You better lawyer say na afi yahwe say appropriate time be say no na yene no atwa so but lawyer finally going as an abesore kra no looking at the nature of Ghana now, what's your take?
Akaya kakra.
Then aka.
Me dem say edu time 68 years ye shase. Ye jankrofo bebere we chire.
Enforcer na ye jo mo chire no.
Ehiafo ni unemployed ni yi no. Say ni abrochi omo mu niska. But government are making sure say almost sustenance in the it is there.
Okay.
And then still like to Kroma say we are ponche do to prison 7 years.
Okay.
A ponche ko we are be a come do what kwakoto dokuni bi kwakoto na da kwakoto dokuni bi edi. Until there should be a all inclusive movement.
Okay.
Yes, Moses time Israelites neighbor. I quite could be timid be 1 month to no. It taking 40 years because I speak for women punching in my woman. I was here, move in tandem.
Yeah.
And I feel, wow, OBB, now say, yeah, I was Emra ye Juma, Emra never deterrent to Uncrofa, almost taking the law into their own hands.
Okay.
Especially Ma, Nyoma, Basa, Kosuna, Untiminka, because they be subservient of that, that be what that could be when you intimidate the government. Me per se, data. Yenji data of Ghana ni bia. Yenhwe de oye adwuma ne de onye adwuma. Ne kakra ye beka say okay ne we no no. Ya budget. Ye hu say ye wonipa be 2 million na 3 million na 4 million for mu nya adwuma. It is say mom 200 cedis cry a month cry ne de mama. To support them. O to them can say ye ne sa no dia. Na che say obi a benefit. Na ye timi continue sa. Me de the make can say. Na me wo Sierra Leone and a Liberia shots here. Wakasa grow. And Sierra Leone so Rwanda and in your man. You say rebel situation. Rebel situation means certain people in the country have decided not to be part. They are disgruntled. And therefore, into the ya bomodia keep putting together. Let us continue to the next level. South Africa, unye juma, yama 350 rand a month. South Africa. The about 350 rand a month. Said the buyer would be President Kufuor started leap no. Say 350 Ghana cedis. And I don't mind 500 Ghana cedis. It can be developed, but the message you see in data no. Ni microphone na. And also crowd the government was a challenge mistake skadodo. It just me pay juma. A microphone no mutual tax me rather than me di misika more. But you cannot curb crime. When the people are in dire straits, they are in need for food. You can't curb crime. You will be promoting crime. Inti yankati de ni who said this yanko table no be odi nhihye nyoma yi. Na obi anya benefit because omu nyom ye part owners
of Ghana.
Every citizen of Ghana is a part owner of this country. Inti nyoma na Ghana ni na ye nyina ye dia. Agreement ni say okay, ye be yin go fo bi no kotra no ma ye na omu so ma e bi edi.
Thank you very much, lawyer Charles Owusu Dwana. I know a Christian concerned citizen of the Republic of Ghana and a lawyer of the National Cathedral. I know and enyumre yadin edin komo. Bravo, Kessben TV for the topic, but God is love. Microfinance in Sunyani hasn't paid their clientele. Francis Poli, Jomoro District. Francis said that's it. This is the second time I'm going. Right, we did the Kwabena Owusu Dankwa. Malam Yana said, "Yeah,
Kwabena Owusu answer."
Hey, everybody didn't see. The other technical handlers in Yana say, "I'm a boy na ya did you dear bro." Yami aduma and repem besang atienka. Yakramo, bye bye.
Bema.